Hello guys, good morning. Today we will discuss software testing life cycle, and I hope you remember last section we have covered that software development life cycle. So first we will know what is that software testing life cycle. So testing is not only limited just to find bugs but has a wider scope and is required to write from the beginning of the project when the requirements are not finalized. So since testing is also standardized, just like development of software has a life cycle, testing too has a life cycle. So there are several software testing life cycle phases. So first one is like requirement analysis, test planning, test case development, test environment setup, test case execution, test cycle closure. Let's look all the phases individually here. So first requirement analysis. The QA team will interact with various stakeholders like client, business analyst, technical leads, system architect, etc. to understand the requirement details. Next is like test plan creation. Test planning is most important phase of software testing lifecycle where all the testing strategy is defined. So we'll know what is test plan. Test plan is a document which contains the plan related to all the testing activities which needs to be done to deliver a quality product. This document is prepared after analyzing business requirement. It is usually prepared by the test lead or senior QA in Agile team. Document is to describe what to test in scope for testing, what cannot be tested, tools used for testing environments, infrastructure required to test, staffing and training needs, testing duration, risk and contingency plan. So next we will discuss test case development. This is the phase of the software testing lifecycle where testing team write down the detailed test cases. Along with the test cases, testing team also prepare the test data if any required for testing. Once the test cases are ready, then these test cases are reviewed by peer member or QA lead. Also, the requirement traceability matrix is prepared. The requirement traceability is an industry separate format for tracking requirement where each test case is mapped with the requirement. Using the RTM, we can track forward and backward traceability. And remember guys, this is the most requirement traceability matrix is commonly asked in the interview question. We need to look into the further section. Test environment setup. In that we need to look very carefully for the test environment setup, and this is also interview question asked what is test environment setup and what are the challenges faces in the project. So first we'll look in the test environment, decide the software and hardware conditions under which a work product is tested. Test environment setup is one of the critical aspect of testing process. So we need to see the following points need to be considered in test environment setup. In example, I can say that there are two developers they are working in two different features. So dev A is working on the adding left navigation link. I'm taking that random e-commerce website, and dev B is working on the checkout page function. So both the code Dev A is have taken the code. Dev A is clone the code, and also the same time Dev B also clone the code, and they have merged the code in the master branch. In that case, we need to wait. Either Dev A is push the code in that QA environment, and the same time also Dev B will push the code in that same QA environment. So that will be we need to check whether they have replaced the code while we are testing in that QA environment. So in better we will have multiple QA environment setup, and if we will see in that big projects they will have at least 5 QA environment setup. This is the overall test environment setup, and also I have write down some points here. So we can see practically the QA team cannot start actual work without having the right environment to test. It is an independent activity and can be started along with the test case development. So most generally, this activity is performed by developers in technical aspects, while requirement condition can be done by customers or business analysts. Readiness of the test environment can be validated by smoke testing and performed by the QA team. We'll be looking into the smoke testing in further videos. Ideally, we can say that entry criteria of this phase is provision of test plan, readiness of smoke test cases and preparation of test data. The exit criteria of this phase is that the test environment should be ready and smoke testing should be performed successfully with the expected result. Next is like test execution. In this phase, the tester will carry out the testing based on the test plans and the test cases prepared. Bugs will be reported back to the development team for correction and retesting will be performed. And the last one is the test closure activities. Test closure activities are done mostly after the product is delivered. Test closure activity mainly comprise of 4 types, and so test completion, handover test artifacts, project retrospective, achieve test work products. So, thanks for watching this video. And next we will be cover what is the testing defect life cycle with severity and priority test cases. Please do like, comment and subscribe my channel. Thank you so much.